Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Boy, oh boy. Lots to talk about, unexpectedly. That's right. What happens when you have a plan and the plan just doesn't plan? You play this music and you go into Peter G mode. Speaking of Peter G mode, how the hell is everybody? Going to wait a few minutes, and then I'm going to explain a bunch of stuff to you. Hey, where'd it go? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Sorry. Every time, I swear to God, man. This is why you need people. Lots of people. And I explain that too. Maybe it's going to be vent night. Anyway, I'm going to be relying on you the listeners, because all hell broke, everything went south within, within minutes of the show. And I'll tell you why. But first, I'll let everything settle in while I'm choking. I feel like I have never mind. Sunday night, the end of the month. September's gone in a few days. Next time I talk to you, it'll be October. I was hyped up tonight. I was really hyped up tonight because tonight is the last Sunday of the month. And what does that mean? That means something we've been slowly trying to do. Tonight was East meets West. Tonight, I was getting ready to bring on East Coast radio talk show host, Mr. Bob Paff. And believe me, I had a feeling he's got a lot to talk about. And then only about 30, 40 minutes ago, we get a phone call. And Bob is just not feeling well. He's under the weather. And says, Peter, I'm sorry. I just can't do it. It's 3 hours ahead over there. I feel like shit. I got to go to bed. So, guess what? No East meets West tonight. It's going to be Peter G. and you and me. And this is where I'm going to ask you to bear with me. I got stuff. I can always have stuff. But I was getting ready to fixate. Bob had a lot of stuff. And I was getting ready to ask him, it was bittersweet for him. His radio show, he just finished it up Friday night. And I wanted to hear about it. I want to hear about a lot of that stuff. But you know what? If you're not well, you're not well. And what's the phrase here in Hollywood? Show must go on. So show will go on. There's always next month, I guess. We'll find out. To be continued. So, we're turning this from East meets West to, hey, I'm going to need you to call in tonight. The people. We the people. I got plenty of stuff to talk about, but first, here's what we're going to do. And let me tell you how I can do this. Because we didn't have any backup tonight. We had no friggin' backup plan tonight. Because only hours prior, I thought we were good to go. We check in, but this is what happens when you have I don't have advanced people. I need to have people that bring people right here next to me, and they go and get them, and they drop them off, Anyway, long story. The real way. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, I'm a professional, and I'll rise above it. there's one thing, if one thing you know about me is there's no backing down, and I will squeeze every ounce of something and turn it into... Actually, I'll squeeze every ounce of nothing and I'll turn it into something. I got plenty of stuff to talk about. I just wasn't thinking that. As always, how many times have you heard me come on where we were going to do something and all hell went, everything went to hell? Well, tonight's another night, one of those nights of everything went to hell. Here's the thing. There's a bunch of you that always watch. Rebecca. Never say nothing. And you're always watching, and I love you for it. But you never say nothing. I know there's things got to be running through your head. At least I hope there is. Anyway, so tonight's going to be a 818-259-7983 night. I wasn't expecting it, but it's going to be. And I'll talk about stuff. It's cool. But, man, I just had stuff. I wait all month because I figure in the course of a month that flies by like that, I figured there'd be, we accumulate stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on in life. And I was getting ready to pick Bob Paff's brain. But, again, I hope Bob is feeling better tomorrow. I know it's 3 hours ahead over there. It's like almost midnight over there. It's a tough one. I know it is. But this is what time we're on. It is what it is. I wanted to do this and keep it a regular monthly segment. Hopefully he'll be feeling better. So in the meantime, here's what's going to happen. Watch parties. Here's what I'm going to do. I couldn't do this show if it wasn't for my beloved Bolt Energy. That's right. I got to stop and do this. In fact, give me a second here. Because I was just talking to my sponsors. I had to tell them. Oops, I can't even spell either. Where on? So, I had to tell my sponsor, I go, slight change in protocol or the show. Oh, there I am in full screen now. You look good. Thanks, Gene. Anyway, so I had to tell my sponsors last minute. I go, hey, we need you to tune in. But slight change in the program. And he just laughed at me. I get laughed at a lot, but you know what? It's all in good fun. Because there's no such thing as a bad show. There really isn't. No matter how I'm pulling it in, I'm pulling it in. And the shows regurgitate through the week, and they rock on, and they just everything, the clips. And somebody was asking me today, they go, what's your numbers look like? I go, it's really kind of weird, but the numbers are scattered because there's so many different places that everything goes. He goes, what do you mean? You can't statistically, how are you supposed to get a big show if you can't show that people are watching? It's like, that's for the people who, to me, I don't monetize. Like, we don't monetize on YouTube and this and that. It's either big time or no time. So the people that want to make something of this, they either see something in me and this show, or they don't. It's like, screw it. Don't care. I know what we got here. It only gets better every month, every day, every year. We keep growing. But, it is what it is. I loosened my tie. Sorry. Once I was dressed, and all of a sudden they said, nah, no Bob tonight. It's like, what do you mean no Bob? No Bob tonight. I said, what do you mean no Bob? They said, no Bob tonight. No East meets West. It's just West pulls things out his ass night. I said, okay. So I loosened my tie. I proudly walked to my set and said, tonight is brought to you by Bolt Energy. Bolt Energy, electrify your senses. Why Bolt Energy? No preservatives. Go find that in an energy drink. You're not going to. Bolt Energy, the only energy drink that has no preservatives. Enriched with vitamins and antioxidants. It's a cleaner energy drink. These guys are workout fanatics. They are. And you know what? I got to give them a lot of credit. They're so friggin' dedicated to that. And that's a big deal. I wish, and I need to now. My life is just changing. I went to the doctor this week. We'll talk about that too. Oh my God, so much to talk about. See, I can talk about this stuff. But either way, Bolt Energy doesn't come in a big giant 40-ounce can. You don't need to drink a ton of it. And the thing about it is when you drink it, it gives you that little pep in your step, but not like freaking you out. Like, a lot of people think they got to get all juiced up to where you're caffeine jittery and stuff to really realize what's going on. No. There's a way to drink something to where it just gives you that let's keep moving forward in a natural state. And I'm telling you, so if you're expecting a buzz, you're not going to get that. That's not a good buzz. Getting all over anxious and stuff like that. Your heart palpitating. This gives you just what you need. And I'll tell you one other thing. I'll crack open a can real quick. Did you hear that? Hang on. I'll tell you. This is the biggest thing of all for me. One of the biggest things. There's a couple. I like the way it tastes. I mean, it doesn't taste like shit. I can say that because it's my show. I just swore. But it tastes good. You know what I mean? So that has a big deal to it because I'm telling you, I find these people that they drink a couple of these drinks and some of them just are horrid. And they drink it, because they have to. And they're going, this tastes a whole lot better. So here's the deal. Ask for Bolt Energy in stores. If you can't find it in stores, go to www.drinkboltenergy. Ask the Bolt Energy people. Say, hey, where can I find Bolt Energy? And they'll tell you where you can find it, or they can send it to you however you want, but they're growing. Jump on the bandwagon. That's right. I like it. It's tasty. All right. So, talk about it. Here's the deal. I'm used to flying by the seat of my pants. I mean, that's nothing unusual. But what's the hardest thing is last minute, because I'm again, I dare any of the big boys in this industry to fly by the seat of their pants because actually we've been seeing it with the whole COVID thing and how they had to keep changing the nighttime entertainment shows and all that. They couldn't do it because you get so reliant on everybody doing everything for you. And believe me, I've been down that road back in the music days. People take care of your drums, and then there was a year or five where all of a sudden I had to reel it back in. I had to take care of my own stuff, and I was just kind of stepping back, and it was like, holy crap, I lost touch. So I get it. But the good thing is I'm still in that reality check. I mean, I have to do a lot of things myself, and the beauty of it is that I don't rely on scripted stuff. I don't rely on pre-done, things that are just done ahead of time. I can actually talk to you right from my own soul. I don't have to have anybody write things out for me. And if they do someday, that's cool too, because it is structured. You have to. But the bottom line is, if things change and I have to work off of my own head, I'm okay with that. I am. Life is good. Anyway, watch parties. I hope you guys are doing the watch parties. I really do. Let me look around here. I need to start the watch parties, so hang on one second. Bear with me. Okay, so here's what you do. You get on if you're watching from a phone, tablet, your computer screen, whatever you're doing, just hit share. Watch party. So you hit share and it says, do you want to start a watch party? And then it asks you if you want to write something. And you can go, hey, this is Bolt Energy. Watch the Peter G Show. It's sponsored by Bolt Energy. Something like that. You hit share and go. And that's what I do. Simple. See, I have a phone here, and we rely on that. Here we are. I just saw me a second ago live. Where are you? Just bear with me. You know what? Tonight's gonna be if here's what I would do if I were you. Hey, there I am. See, it just said I'm starting a watch party. Peter, and I'm live. Here we go. I love it. Share. All right, that's what you need to do. Sorry, I'm learning myself. Being that I have the time tonight, go for it. So you might see this. I'm just watching live, watching me live. Anyway, all right. So now I'll get down to business. Sorry, tonight was just again not a big deal. Are we too dark tonight, lighting wise? It's always a challenge, lighting. You realize about theatrics and lighting and all that kind of stuff. So I like it dim. I like it because I feel it's just warmer. But you don't want to be too dim. Too dim. Listen, 818-259-7983. Tonight's going to be a night I want... Oh, look who's there. Yeah, sorry. Everything went to hell tonight. Tonight's title is Everything Went to Hell Tonight. You looking at me while I'm looking at you. How's that feel? So, being that everything went to hell tonight, this is what we do. 818-259-7983. And while that phone line, I'm going to leave that, and we're going to open that one up. And we should, shouldn't we? Yeah. So if you got something to talk about and call to get off your chest while I sit here and... Yeah, there you go. Well, Bolt Energy. Hey, my Bolt Energy people just... no, better... Hey, you just missed your plug. That's right. Looking at it. One side, Peter G. Show. Juan. Yeah. Talk about this later. This is what's called flying by the seat of your pants again. Anyway, anything on your mind, anything you want to get off your chest, this is going to be the time to do it because tonight's going to be a little bit different. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about the watch party. So I'm hoping you do the watch parties, and if you don't, God bless you. Good night. Last week, hurricanes, cleanup, Gulf Coast. I'm dealing with a lot of that stuff myself. I am. The Gulf Coast got hit hard with Hurricane Sally. Another nasty bitch. But it wrecked that place for a good bit, and it was really weird how it did it, but it did it. And Biden or Trump? Trump 2020. Get ready to piss off a bunch of people. Brandon Taylor, what's up with that? Don't text. Call. Got something on your mind, you call. So I got on a rant last week about everybody texting, nobody calls. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important to call in. Because there's 4 or 5 different pages that this is going on. So if you're texting from one page and it looks like there's 5 people watching or 5,000 people watching, you're missing it because the other pages don't get to see what you're writing. And it sucks. And that's my bad for doing... I just had a discussion with somebody today about, how I'm doing the show on Facebook. And, I love it. I hate it. I love it because I get to monitor you guys, but I hate it because of the way it's structured. It's their platform, and I chose to live in it. You know what I mean? So I got to deal with it. But, hey, Pete, there you go. So anyway, if you got something you want to talk about, I'll stop what I'm talking about, and we'll talk to you. But you got to have the balls enough to call in, 818-259-7983. Look, I loosened my tie up, all right? I'm pissed. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Everything went to hell. Again, for those of you just tuning in, Bob Paff fell ill. So he couldn't make it, unfortunately. And I didn't really find out about this until shortly before the show started. So it's like, oh boy. And I was looking forward to it because Bob Paff's show, here's what Bob would have been talking about maybe. And I'm all over the map now. I got things, always have something, but I want to talk to Bob because Bob just finished his radio show after several years. What a letdown. Yeah, I know. You were looking forward to it, weren't you? So was I. I was. I really was. Because he's a lot more straight-laced than me. A lot more. He tends to color inside the lines, and I tend to not give a shit. I mean, I'm not crazy, but I'm just, we're different, but, you know, it works. And I just thought I wanted to hear what he had to say. But anyway, his radio show, he had the grand finale of his radio show this past Friday night. He finished up. Finito. For now. Another step, you know, another direction. And I really wanted to talk to him about that. And I thought he'd be excited. But again, if you're sick, you're sick. I mean, what are you going to do? I thought he'd really want to explore that. And he's got, you know, amongst other things, because a lot of different things happen on the East Coast. You must be really bored tonight, Juan. Didn't see enough of me? Inside joke. Anyway, so I was looking forward to that. I just was. And so again, we've been talking through the week, and there's certain times when sometimes we have a plan B, but tonight was one of those nights again where there was no plan B because you're so sure stuff is going to happen and this is where we're going, and you know, no problem because we're all pros, right? But sometimes things happen, and tonight things happen. So I suggest you start drinking, and I'll get prettier. Anyway. Start those watch parties. The one thing about this show is, I promise you, somewhere in this show, we talk about something that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't know exactly where, but I promise you, somewhere in this show tonight, before it's over, there'll be something that's going to make some sense. How much sense? I don't know. But I promise you, somewhere in this show, something's going to make some sense. And if you share it with your people, watch party, there's somebody that's got the same problem, the same thing, and they're stewing in it. Because believe me, my mind has been stewing. This past week has been a bitch. For me, anyway. I struggle in other things. And we're all human. We all have these problems, so to speak. And all I want to tell you is you're not alone. Hey. So that's why I want you, 818-259-7983. If there's something that's on your mind, something on your chest, and you want to talk to just little old me, nobody's listening. It's just me and you and 3 million of my closest friends. And all you got to do is just, wow, have another beer. No, you must. Of all nights, you decide to watch now, right? Tonight is pull it out my ass night. And I'm good with that. Bob Paff couldn't make it tonight. He fell ill. And it's 3 hours ahead over there, and he was really bad. And he says, Peter, I'm sorry. But you know what? Here's the thing that keeps me going. Juan believes in me. Who can ask for more? But here's the deal. Again, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got things going on. And I got a whole list of stuff, too. And I'm venturing off, but 818-259-7983. Did I tell you that we're in an undisclosed location in Burbank, California? There's strange noises in the house. I always like playing. I've gotten so used to background music playing, it's just like not dry. I don't know if I could ever do it now without that. Here's the deal. In the meantime, while you're contemplating whether you want to call in, if you have the guts enough to call in and say, just call and tell me, hey, Peter, hey, man. For the most part, I want different callers. I want people I don't hear from. Call me and say, hey, Peter, watch your show. I think you suck. Peter, hey, Peter, I watched your show. I love you. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I can take it. Remember, I'm a professional. I'll rise above it. Anyway, so In the Gulf Coast, they're cleaning up from a massive hurricane. It wrecked a lot of stuff, made a big mess. Big friggin' mess. It's going to take them months to just clear trees. It's amazing what Mother Nature, how strong that shit is. I'm dealing with some issues over there. I got to deal with some stuff. Don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm in the preliminaries dealing with it. Over here in the West Coast. Over here in the West Coast, we got fires. Fires. And let me tell you what's happening with these fires. They're just starting to get under control here in the LA area. And now we're getting ready for a heat wave. A heat wave with gusty winds. Between now and November, last November, we were in deep shit too. I can't believe it. These past few years with the fires have been unfriggin' believable. But yeah, fires again. So the fires that they're having are just starting to get a little bit under control, and this week it's going to get super, super hot. It's going to get in the 90s and 3-digit numbers in some places, and we're going to have gusty winds. They're called the Santa Anas, for those of you not West Coast familiar, but it's going to suck, and it's not going to make it easier for all these poor guys that are out there, putting their lives on the line, trying to get this thing under hand, but in control. Cross my fingers. I feel for you guys. I don't, again, it's burned up enough land the size of Rhode Island. Just here in Southern California, never mind all the Northern California and all these other places. So it's quite a bitch. Oh, we've got fire. Yeah, you got firewood. You got to let that stuff cure, though. You got firewood for, well, I guess you could, maybe by December it'd work. Got a lot of firewood. Anyway, it's going to be let's cross our fingers and see what happens this week. So the West Coast has still got the fire problems. The Gulf Coast, my beloved Gulf Coast, is still cleaning up and has a lot of problems with debris, massive destruction from last week's Hurricane Sally. Sucks. Sucks. Here's what we're going to do. So next. Just about coming up on the 30-minute mark of Life of Peter G. Right here on Facebook. The Peter G. Show live every Sunday night. I'm getting a lot of people. And I'm getting ready to do this. But right now, oh, you want to talk politics? I don't, but we will. With all this going on, we're about 37 days away from election. Holy crap. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But the thing is, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm getting a lot of people, and they go, Peter, what happened with your whole friggin' divorce and single parenting? Dealing with real life issues. Through the weeks, through the months, through the years of single parenting. It's a bitch. It's hard. Single dad, single mom, single parenting. I'm a real advocate for that stuff. And all I can tell you is I will start picking up the tempo. Right now I can see us through. Well, tonight not, but in another week or two, I'm gonna talk to a single dad, and we're gonna talk to the struggles, the pros, the cons. I need to get back into that, but we are just in this politically craziest times. COVID, all the above. So there's just so much other stuff that really kind of commands my attention. I mean, we're living in it. We're just slopping through this. I feel like I got waders on and I'm walking in a pond waist deep, full of sewage of crap, and we got to weed through that crap and get through it. I'm thankful for my health and my friends and family, and for those who have suffered, I'm sorry. Hang on one second. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G. Who's this? Hello.
Peter.
Who's this?
Peter.
Hey.
What you call Juwan.
Hey. What can I do for
What's
you?
up,
now?
Peter?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, my friend. I want to ask you a question. I love your show.
Really? Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah, man. So when does this COVID thing end, man? I'm tired of it. I want to get back to normal. Please give me your insight.
Well,
you have a lot of insight, my friend.
Thank you. Well, let me put on my Swami hat. Oh, God. Oh, hang on. So you want to know when this COVID thing is going to end? Is that correct?
Is it after November or is it further beyond?
Well, hang on. Let me channel in. Hang on. You know what? I see this COVID thing ending. I don't see it ending. I see it subsiding. I mean, I know everybody's bracing for the flu wave that they're going to call COVID, but I think the panic and fear is going to subside a lot more after November, after the first week in November. But unfortunately, because of the fight that's going to happen after November, we got a ways to go. I mean, we're probably going to be looking into this by February, unfortunately. Do you have COVID?
What do you say to people that don't believe in COVID?
I say that, look, there really is a thing called COVID. There really is. But unfortunately, I think it's and again, I get people that are going to be pissed off at me, and it's like, whatever. I don't care. I quit apologizing for this stuff. The thing is, it's highly exaggerated. If you look at real statistics, here's the problem. What's going on and is people are believing everything they first read, and I'm going to give you an example of that. Are you a Facebook follower, Juan?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let me tell you what's going down today. And this is
fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Okay, but I turned on the TV tonight because I have to. That's my job, kinda. And all over the news, it's President Trump didn't pay his taxes. He paid $750 and all this kind of crap. And everybody on Facebook's like, this is the guy you want to be president. This is the guy. It's like, it's all bullshit. But the thing is, because it's out there, it's an election. Right now, the mudslinging is going to be deeper than, how tall are you, Juan?
5'2".
5'2". Eyes of blue? Coochie, 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 coo?
Knew some boo.
Okay, so if you're 5'2", then you're drowning. You're going to drown in bullshit. Okay, because it's exploiting right now, and it's going to get worse. You know what? Tuesday night's going to be the presidential debate. Tuesday night going to be real interesting because believe me, the shit show is just getting ready to start. So buckle up, my friend.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. But thank you, man. I want to know when COVID ends. Please tell me when it ends because I'm done with this.
Well, no, it's going to end. Just listen. Here's the thing. I need you to be careful, but just don't be stupid. I mean, it's like live your life, but be careful. That's all. Wash your hands. Don't be over zealous. But you got to live your life. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, whether you choose so or not. I mean, don't. I guess you can push your luck, but this thing is highly exaggerated, and just be careful. That's all. Use your head. Where are you calling from, Juan?
I'm calling from an undisclosed location in Southern California.
I can relate. I suggest you start drinking. I suggest you start drinking heavily. That'll fix everything.
I'll drink some more for you, buddy.
I'll drink to that.
Keep the show pumping, man. You rock, buddy.
I'll keep the show pumping, and thanks for having the guts enough to chime in. I appreciate that.
There you go, baby.
All right. Peace. Wow. You heard it here first, folks. Juan wants to know. God bless Juan. 2 and 3. He wants to know when COVID's going to end. It'll end when it ends. It'll end when they quit pushing the shit out of it and making such a big stink over it. Not that it's not a big stink, okay? Gonna get people get mad at me. Yes, it exists. I just don't buy into all of it. I'm sorry. And I'm really sorry for the people who've lost people. I get it. I do. But something's up. And it's going to come out. It'll come out eventually. But just don't believe everything you hear. That's the problem. I mean, right now, it's all over the news. Trump didn't pay his taxes. Trump never pays. He's lost more money. It's all bullshit. Okay, again, you don't have to love the guy. I don't want you to love him. But get out of here. Let me tell you something about taxes. Here's what. And now a tax lesson from the Peter G. Show. Let me tell you something about taxes. We all don't want to pay taxes. We don't want to pay taxes. We don't. You don't want to pay taxes. And then here's the problem I'm having. Because we all try to, like, deduct and itemize and deduct. And here's the only problem when that happens. If you're trying to buy something, you're trying to do something, then you need to show that you've made money. Well, then it works against you. I'm living proof of that. But we don't want to pay taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes. So let me, and Trump, I'm sure he's got the best of the best, trying to figure out through the legal process of how not to pay taxes or what not to get taxed on. He's no idiot. He's got the best of the best. You're going to blame the man for that? If you had that kind of money, you'd be doing the same friggin' thing. And I promise you that you're doing the same thing now, only on a smaller scale. But because you hate the man so much, he just, he's horrible. I promise you, and I'll stand behind it, you're all guilty of trying to pay as little taxes as possible. Correct? Hi. My name is Peter G. We all try not to pay taxes. Who the hell wants to pay taxes? In fact, taxes is what started all the bullshit, back in tea tax. England was charging taxes. They didn't want to pay taxes, so they dumped all the tea off the boats. Back in the day. Remember? To this day, nobody wants to pay taxes. But unfortunately, what's the two things that is inevitable? Death and taxes. I'm no friggin' genius. That's a fact. So now the mud is going to be ridiculously stupid of the mudslinging that's going to go on. Right now, Trump, I didn't mean to even get into this crap, but I'm going to. Trump is picking out a new Supreme Court judge. Nobody's going to like that. Or at least the Democrats. I'm sorry. What do you want to do? Is this my fault? I'm just talking about it. It's like, he's no idiot. He may be pompous, but he's not a friggin' idiot. He's rough around the edges. I get it. Nobody's paying him to be nice. That's the problem with this country. It's like, you know what? We're all like, somebody said it the other day, because now everything's offensive. Lady Antebellum changed her name to Lady A. They should change their name to Lady A-hole now. Because it's stupid. If they called themselves Lady A from the beginning, because it's not a bad name, it's like Lady A. It's like, what does that mean? I don't know. But they were Lady Antebellum, the Country Music Awards and all that. Now they're Lady A. But they should be Lady A-hole now for caving. It's like, screw that. I know you didn't mean anything bad of what you picked your name. Pick your name to pick your name. What's going to happen now come November, Thanksgiving, with, wait for it, Black Friday. Black Friday sales. Black Friday. Can we call Black Friday Black Friday? Is it going to be offensive? Where are we going with this? Are we all going to be a bunch of pussies? Yes, I just said it. Now we can't call Black Friday Black Friday because the word black is in there. Although it means nothing, I don't even know why they call it Black Friday, but who cares? It's Black Friday. You get where I'm going with this? Back to happy music. What's going to happen? Black Friday, can't have Black Friday, no Halloween, well, Halloween's a whole different thing with the COVID thing, but I mean, I'm tired of this pussification of our country. Is anybody listening to me? Anybody? Anybody? Wow. I mean, I meant to get down with this whole Trump thing, taxes and all that further down in the show, but I don't know, all over the place. Because Juan called in asking about COVID. See what a few beers will do? Get you wondering. I mean, I don't know any. It's just really weird. They talk about it, but you don't see it. I mean, it's there, but it'd probably be there in different ways, shapes, or forms that you didn't know about in the first place. Because, I mean, people go into hospitals every day. Look, again, for those who are going to get pissed off at me, I don't say it doesn't exist. I think it's just highly exaggerated bullshit. We're all playing into that. Be careful. Be respectful. But I'm so sick of breathing through a mask. I really am. Breathing my own, and it's just old. And again, here's the biggest thing. I'm going to retouch this because I kind of brought this up. Oh, by the way, 818-259-7983. If you want to call in and talk to me real quick, I want the strangers. I want the people calling from afar that don't call in. Here's the deal. Again, if this was, and I say again a lot lately, I've been catching myself, I got to stop that. But here, I'm going to say it again. Again, if this is such a deadly virus, listen to me. Listen, I want everybody, get close to the speakers. Get close to the speakers. I'm going to do it again. If this is such a deadly virus, why can we throw our gloves and mask, just throw them into the trash or on the ground? Why are they not pushing the fact that it's a biohazard and they need to be disposed of properly? Tell me why. Inquiring minds want to know. If this is so deadly, which I'm not making a joke of it, I know there's something out there, but if it's so deadly, why in God's name don't they push on how to properly dispose of the masks that you discard daily, the gloves that I see people wearing? It's the craziest thing. And I'm talking to you in sense around for a reason, because this is bigger than big. I see people with gloves, and they wear gloves, and they're touching everything. They're even touching their face with the gloves. The only thing they're keeping sanitary fresh is their fingertips. Why? If it was so important, okay? If it was so deadly, they'd be telling you on the news, because the news just rides your ass like they don't let go. The news does not let go. The news takes a story and they beat that horse to death. So if it was so important, to properly dispose of very deadly, infectious materials, don't you think they'd be telling you? I don't see. This is where they screwed up on this evil plan. For some reason, they just left that part out. It's like everything's okay. Just stay covered up, then throw your shit in the trash or on the ground. Or I take my mask off, I leave it on the table, I leave it in my car, I put it on again. Hi, I'm Peter G. All good. Now watch. Bites me in the ass. Again, I'm no expert, but I'm bringing this, you would know. They would have to say, I mean, they tell you everything else. They tell you all the scariest shit, but they forgot to tell you about that. Use your head. Again, I'm going to leave this alone. We're going to get away from this. Be careful, be smart, but don't be stupid. I was scared in the beginning. I didn't know what to believe. But as you start really weeding through and getting through some stuff, I love all of y'all. I want you guys to pay attention. I love you for checking in. I love you for calling. I love you for starting to watch parties. But you need to just use your head and don't be scared. Just be cautious. This will all go away. Yes, there is something out there, okay? 9:15. Bolt Energy, electrify your senses. Love Bolt Energy. They see what I do and they still sponsor me. Go figure that one out. So, a couple other things, and then we're going to call it a night. Again, 818-259-7983. I've been flipping through TikTok, and TikTok is really stupid addictive. I can't, because you keep watching all these short videos, and besides girls doing stupid nothing, you're getting famous for being kind of attractive. It's not even famous, but in their minds you're famous, and it's addictive. And there's no doubt about it. There's something stupid there, but it's addictive. So every once in a while you get people that have something to bring to the table of worth, and I get a Chinese doctor. There's this woman. She's a Chinese doctor, and so she's talking about things, and I don't know why and how she's on my page, on my little TikTok thing, but she's talking about, all of a sudden she's showing 4 different pictures of your tongue. And if your tongue looks like this, or your tongue looks like that, this is the problems you could be having with gastrointestinal, and I'm watching it. And I'm watching it, I'm going, shit. And I'm sticking my tongue out in the mirror, and I'm going, if you have this big crack down the center of your tongue, you got this. Or if you got, like, big bumps on the end of your tongue, or if it's all this shit. So then I'm flipping through, and then here's another little tip from this same Chinese holistic doctor, and about your fingernails, and if you got lines on your fingernails, or if they're discolored, and this is the problem. And I'm going, shit, no. So I'm looking at I'm just looking at it, I'm going, oh my God. Then I'm flipping through again, and I'm going, how am I getting this woman so much on my TikTok? And she's like, if you want to get reduced belly fat, you got to do this. And I'm going, I don't have time for that. And then she's like, if you don't sleep good, and that's me. I'm having a real hard time right now. Does anybody else grit their teeth? I am gritting my jaw. And it's driving me nuts. I'm not getting restful sleep. I don't know why. I mean, life's not so bad. Could be better. But life's not so bad. But I'm waking up not rested, tense. Sucks, and I hate it. So all of a sudden, she's talking about, if you want to get restful sleep, you do this. And it's like, and I'm watching her, I'm going, okay, maybe I need to do that. I don't know. This is TikTok. But I believe that there's some people giving good advice out there, but it's like, okay, easier said than done. Anybody else? 818-259-7983. A couple of hours before the show tonight, and we got the TV running in the background before we start. Joe Montana. Anybody know who Joe Montana is? Famous football player. Apparently he has a house on the beach on the PCH here in Malibu. Who knew? Freaky stuff. Let me tell you something, people. About children, protecting your children, the crazy stuff that goes on, and the balls people have. But I'm going to tell you something. So this was just on the news. He's got a house on off the PCH. I know where it's at, too, because I recognize it, because I've ridden the PCH. We used to ride a lot of motorcycles on the PCH. But He's got a house there. I didn't know it was his house, but he's got a house there. Probably one of many. But apparently he's there, and he's got grandchildren. And he was there. And somebody walked into his house, and picked up his grandchild, which is a baby, from what I understand, and was getting ready to carry this child off and kidnap him. Out of the blue, walking into your house where you feel safe at, and had this child in his arms, and then somehow or another, Joe Montana walks into another, because the baby was sleeping, something like that, walks in and catches the guy. He was a minute, 60 seconds away from a kidnapping. Never see that child again. Think about that, if that was your child. Because, I mean, again, I have a daughter, and it's another story, but my wife at the time, we had a housekeeper, and she was from Guatemala, and she was recommended from the church. You know, we needed somebody to help watch, because we were working, both of us were working, and we're busy, and we need somebody to live at the house and take care of our child. And one day, this man that I was friends with, just an acquaintance, said to me, "Be careful." And I mean, it made me think. He says, "Be careful." He says, "You don't know who that is. I don't care if it comes from a church or not." You know, it's so easy. They go, "Yeah, get in with the church. You know, let them recommend." Kidnapping, sex trafficking, human trafficking, all that shit really exists, people. It doesn't matter who you are or how much money you have. It happens. I'm just touching on this. This is a huge, you hear about it all the time, but until it affects you, and it happens a lot. That child, that baby is a baby. Never will know where he came from, anything. And you'll never see him again. And no matter how careful you are, apparently you're not careful enough, because this is the world we live in. Sucks. And that's why I do this show. You know what? Again, I'm all over the map and touching on little things here and there, but the bottom line is, if it rings a bell to help you be a little more responsive, a little bit more responsible, a little bit more on top of your game, I don't want to be paranoid. Now, oh God, I don't even want to get into it. It's almost time to go. When I was married, see what I mean? I'm going to tell you this story. I always tell you guys stories. When I was married, I had 2 stepdaughters. By the time we got married, and by the time we got under one roof and in a house, my one stepdaughter was about 19 or 20, because my ex had 2 children prior to me. She smoked. So she smoked, and at 11 o'clock at night, for some reason, she was going to have I don't smoke, but I guess she was going to have a cigarette before bed. She'd walk out the front door, and she'd smoke. After she smoked, she'd come in the house, and that's fine. And we had one of these front doors that you didn't, like, close the front door and have to lock something. This front door was a front door lock that if you walked out of it and you pulled it closed, it locked you out. There wasn't any, like, you can leave it unlocked, or, it locked you out. But she wasn't getting locked out. But she would come in the house and she'd close the door. But she'd close the door, I swear on my mother, and now you know when I'm getting really serious. She would close the door a hair before the lock would lock the door. So the door is practically flush, but it's not locked. And this was a nightly occurrence. I'd get up in the morning, and I'd open that door and pull on it, and it just opened. So it wasn't locked. So for the life of me, and this is where I started all the shit, I didn't understand it. It's like, why isn't this door locked? Now, we live in a good area. But that doesn't matter. There's always that 1% of something going wrong. And here's my point. Because she couldn't ever... We get into arguments over this, and this is where it really got to be where blood is thicker than water, because no matter how much I did and how much I cared about them, I sucked. Because I'm starting trouble. And they didn't understand that I'm trying to just keep anything that could go wrong from going wrong out of neglect, out of just not thinking. My point was, it's like, why when you come in, why wouldn't you lock the door? It's this much... You can't even see it from here because it's a hair. Why wouldn't you lock the door? Just push it. It just needed one little extra push to click the door lock. Why would you leave it open? You're on the inside of the house. You're not locking yourself out. And World War III started. And here's my theory. Because I've seen it. I've seen it. I don't want to be that 1%. Shit happens. At 4:30 in the morning, I don't want somebody standing over us with a hatchet. Call me crazy, but people got balls. There's people out there that do stupid stuff. Now, the odds of it happening are they're great. But somebody gets screwed up for no reason because of the odds. And I didn't want to be that guy. So my question was, why can't you just push it closed? And that started everything. And all because I cared. Which brings me back to Joe Montana. I guess they had the door open. Somebody walked in the door on the PCH. They caught the guy. But this is what happens, people. You let your guard down for a second, you know what I mean? Because it's just life. It's like, yeah, who's got it better than that guy probably? He's done commercials, he was a pro football player, all this shit. Even they can get hit. Can you imagine losing a child? Again. I'm just telling you, open your eyes. Don't ever take anything for granted. Just try to be proactive or vigilant. Because if you think when you're going to stores, you hear these stories about little kids wandering, and all of a sudden some guy grabbing the little kid and just grabbing their hand and walking out the store with them. It happens. I don't want that stuff to happen. Anyway, another Peter G. Show tip of the day. Keep your eyes open. Don't ever get too comfortable. If you love, your family and stuff like that, be proactive. Try to be a little bit smarter. I mean, here's the deal. It sucks that we have to live in a time where you have to worry about this shit, but you got to worry about this shit because it sucks that we're living in times like this. All right? I'm sorry. Just gets me into a story. So tonight, I'm going to reiterate. Tonight was a night that was supposed to be the last Sunday of every month where we call East Meets West. I was going to have Baltimore East Coast radio talk show host Mr. Bob Paff on the show with me, and he fell ill, and he couldn't do it. It's a little last minute thing, but once again, here we are talking about stuff. I want to thank everybody for paying attention. Make it count. Again, I promise you, like I said at the beginning of the show, somewhere in this show, there's something of worth that is worth passing it on to people that they can relate to. Especially even like this last story. You know what I mean? Family. I couldn't even imagine. Again, never mind losing a child, to illnesses and things like that, but kidnapping, and it happens. It happens, people. It does. It just, you don't get it unless it affects you. Just like accidents or anything else. So that's what I'm telling you. It just happened because I saw the news. Joe Montana. You watch the news, you hear all about it. These are rich people living in a great area, and somebody walked in their door and tried to snatch up this grandchild. He's getting ready to walk out the door with them. Never seen again. I promise you. I love you guys very much. Thank you for watching Life of Peter G, The Peter G Show, on the official Facebook Peter G Show page. Life's not a bowl of cherries. Every day I get up and I'm thankful for all this, just for waking up for one, but then every day is a challenge. It's a challenge for you, it's a challenge for me. I don't care how many dollars you have, decimals you have next to your zeros, whether you're worrying about $10 or $10 million, the worries, I know you probably think it's different, but it's not. Be thankful, use your head, be respectful, be kind, but at the same time, and I say it a lot, don't take any shit from anybody either. I mean, stand your ground. If you're a decent person, you're a decent person. I mean, and if anything right now, we have a little over a month to this election time. There's a lot of crap getting ready to flow. It's getting ready. There's going to be a shitstorm. Tune in Tuesday night for the presidential debate. Can't wait. I don't care what team you're on. Just be a decent human being, okay? Because at the end of the day, whichever way it goes, we all have to live together. So please, just everybody be decent, all right? My name is Peter G. I'm here every week with you. You get to watch the reruns during the week. You can share. You can do the watch parties. It's a really big deal. I love you all for what you do, for supporting those who call in. Remember, this show could not be here if it wasn't for Bolt Energy. Bolt Energy, electrify your senses. Ask for it in stores. If you can't find Bolt Energy, go to www.drinkboltenergy. Drink Bolt Energy and find out where you can find Bolt Energy. No preservatives. I like the way it tastes. But that's just me. It's very palatable. Your comments, the clips through the week, all that stuff is shareable. And watch parties. Watch parties are so super important. And I love hearing the feedback, even some of the crappy comments, whatever, as long as you're watching. All right? You guys rock. I got the hardcore fans, and I was just telling, again, this person I was talking to today, I said, I'd rather have 100,000 of the hardcore, deep down fans than 10 million bullshitters. But I know we're somewhere between 3 or 3 million. That number's, a discretionable number. But all I know is you're here, and I love you for it, all right? Stay tuned next week. Next week, who knows? All I know is we'll be here, hell or high water. If you got anything you want to talk about, just put your comments in there, all right? I love you. I think that's it. We'll talk about more stuff as we enter October. Peace. We're just going to go out quietly, okay? Weird night. I hope Bob Paff feels better. We'll see what happens with that. Every day is a new day. As long as we get up, as long as I wake up, I figure I'm doing well. All right. Peace, you guys. See you later.
Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad. Divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.